And that was the beginning of like my media career.
Right.
And so when I went to UK, obviously soccer was 1st.
Mhm.
That paid the bills. You know what I'm saying? That paid for everything. But then what was great that I really loved about University of Kentucky is that they also wanted me to build my career that I wanted in the media space. So, they were like, hey, this website you have, you can't really make money from it because the NCAA and especially they scrutinize UK heavily.
Yeah.
But they were like, how about we instead help you with our athletics program and utilize the media that we have here. So during regular season, focus on soccer, focus on academics. And then after, I did a lot of media work for our basketball team. I did a lot of media work for other sports. And so they really helped to harness and develop kind of the path I am now. And it's full circle because now I help and work with them on building out their gaming programs and initiatives.
Sweet. One of the things that I always talk about, and whenever people ask if I miss playing ball and everything, fitness testing. I'm so glad I never have to do another fitness test. So I'm so curious at Kentucky, what was your fitness testing and your worst one that you experienced?
Okay. This may sound bad, but I was always like number 1, number 2 in all fitness drills and stuff like that. Yeah, fitness was never really an issue for me because I come from a family of track runners.
Okay.
That'll
do it.
Yeah, my dad and my aunt were top track runners. At one point, they had a chance to go to the Olympics, but my aunt was too young, couldn't do it. At that time, my grandma was like, no. But yeah, I was always really in shape. Okay. So I never struggled with that. I think that I struggled with the most was waking up early for 5 a.m.
Yes.
Yep.
and doing all the fitness stuff. I remember one time we had to like push a car in the lot. It was a lot. I was like, this is too much. That's why now you won't catch me waking up like before 7 a.m., 7:30.
Period.
I ain't doing that no more.
Period.
So if you guys are just tuning in, we have a guest on our show, Miss Erin Ashley Simon. She's the co-owner and chief executive officer of the nation's fastest growing gaming organization, XSET. Now, you are one of 2 Black women owners in gaming.
Yes. So there's myself, and then there's Nicole LaPointe Jameson, who's the CEO of another gaming organization called Evil Geniuses. And yeah, it really stinks that it's just us two at the top for ownerships and CEO. And of course, there are people who invest into various different gaming organizations, but there's not many of us who not only like own, but we also are the decision makers when it comes to our organizations.
Nice. Now, do you guys have a studio, or how does your setup work?
Yeah, so our company is Boston based because the founders who created it, they're originally from Boston. And so we have part of our team is in Boston, and then the rest of our team is in LA. I work heavily with our LA team. But we do a lot of cool things. I mean, we work with people like even the sports world. We've done some stuff with like the NFL. Ezekiel Elliott's part of our org. Justin Simmons is part of our org.
Nice.
There's more NFL players, there's more athletes as a whole who want to get involved with our organization. So we work with them. It could be as simple as like help them like have a cool streaming setup and get them everything they need for that, or doing activations with them and things like that. So we also going to be doing more work in Vegas. Also, since I am also Hispanic, we do plan on doing more within the Latin community as a whole too.
Okay, you should look into Kansas City. There's a huge Latin community over in Missouri and also on the Kansas side as well.
Yeah, no, I mean I'm open to doing activations and unique opportunities in various different cities. I mean we're doing it in Lexington with the UK. I have to say we do have a few people in esports who may view us as competitors in KC, but hey, I believe that when it comes to creating opportunities in DE&I, that we should all work together. We shouldn't be viewing each other as competitors.
So what's your go-to game?
Oh, okay. See, you know what? You can't ask that question to a gamer because there's different reasons for different games. Let's see. I play COD a lot.
Okay.
I play COD. I play a little bit of this game called Valorant. But then I've also been getting into a lot of single player games because they're actually like sometimes I don't want to be like competitive and sweaty. Like
Yeah.
I play a lot of first person shooters like that and Fortnite because it's like it's my way of still being competitive because I can't do sports anymore.
Right.
But I also play like very like simple storytelling games. Like there's one called As Dusk Falls, which is really good.
Okay.
There's a new game that came out. It's called I think it's called High Rush or Hi-Fi Rush. And apparently everyone's talking like praising it. So that's a game I actually am going to play when I get back home.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
of course, they are into the gaming. I'm not so much
That's okay.
experienced. I want to be.
Yeah.
So, especially for the shooter games, I get so frustrated because it happens so fast. Next thing I know, I'm killed like 4 times, right? So, what's advice to me trying to get better at those games?
I mean, it's like getting better at a sport. You got to keep playing it and practice and fine tune things the same way that, like, you know, you're going to fine tune how you do PKs, right? You're going to
Facts.
fine tune how, like, fixing people, how they properly kick a ball, fixing people who properly shoot a ball, right?
Mhm.
Like, it's the same thing for gaming. Like, you can fine tune it and change, like, your mouse, like, DPI and, like, certain things technically that'll make it a little more comfortable. Even, like, you know how, like, you know, when it came to soccer, you had your very specific cleats that you would
Yep.
use.
Mhm.
And, like,
Old
you know what I'm
Faithfuls.
saying? Old Faithfuls.
Yep.
It's the same thing for gaming. You're going to have your own specific mouse and keyboard that you're just very comfortable with, and you're going to stick with it. And so you just got to kind of, like, try it out, see what works best for you, switch and change some things, and just keep doing it.
Gotcha.
Do
you.
Do you own your dream setup right now? Like, do you have everything you want right now as far as gaming?
No. But I don't know. I don't want to set up my dream setup yet because I want to do it once I own a house instead of, you
Gotcha.
know, having an apartment
Yeah.
and moving and, you know, having to, I mean, I had to bring a whole PC from the East Coast to West Coast, and that was even scary in itself, right? So I don't want to lug anything else if I have to go, you know, back and forth as often. But I do want a dream setup. But also I'm very different too. I'm okay with a simple setup. I think
Yeah.
for me, when I get a house, I actually want like a really nice refrigerator. I want a nice a bidet.
Yeah.
Water heaters, all that, like that's the stuff I want like souped up. You know,
No,
PC, I just
definitely.
want the bare minimum. It's all right.
No, and it's funny to see how gamers are very different, whether it's on consoles, whether it's on computers, and then just to see, because, you know, we see all of the different setups, whether you run through Twitch or, you know, whatever your thing is. So it's fun to see the different setups that everyone has and the different personalities in that.
What age should folks get into gaming? Like kids?
Honestly, whatever age their parents allow them to,
Okay.
you know, I think gaming is honestly it doesn't matter what age you are. Like if you want to get into gaming as a young kid, get into it if your parents are willing to like experience it with you. If you want to get into gaming, you're a little bit older, that's fine. Like a lot of people don't know there's actually a competitive gaming team, and the rule is they have to be, I think, like 60 years plus.
Really?
And it's just older individuals
Okay.
who compete and play, and it's like a league too.
Mhm.
So it just shows that like age is not really a construct when it comes to gaming. Obviously, you got to play like age-specific video games, right? You can't be having 6-year-olds on Grand Theft Auto robbing cars. But you know, in terms of getting into it, I think as long as your parents are there, they're supportive and they actually partake in the activity with you. I don't think really it really doesn't matter. Like I was playing Sonic when I was 3. You know what I'm saying? But my parents were there to support. My brother was there to support. So that's all that matters.
How can people find you? What's your gamer tag?
Oh, so I got my name. It's just Erin A. Simon, ERIN, the letter A, SIM as in mother, ON as in Nancy. And then also at XSET. It's literally the letter X and then set, SET. You can find me there. And I mean, you also can find me on TV too, because I do a lot of broadcasting in the space. So wherever you find me, you know, come holler at me.
What's next for XSET?
What's next for XSET? So we actually have our Black History Month initiative that we just announced, and we're waiting for submissions for this week. It's called Black Excellence, and instead of EX, it's just X and the rest of the word.
Mhm.
And with this initiative, one of the things that we've been focusing on in our DE&I projects, and it's something that I actually lead in the company, is support with purpose. And so one of the problems that we want to address within this initiative is lack of resource and lack of education when it comes to the business side for Black-owned businesses. And I'm sure you guys know it's not easy being Black and running businesses because there's so many hurdles and obstacles, and sometimes there's information that people don't tell us. And so we're going to have 3 Black gamers come to our LA studio, and we're going to help them learn how to create and sell their first apparel capsule, start to finish. We're going to teach them how to do branding. We're going to teach them how to do marketing. We're going to teach them how to pick the right materials, and then they're going to go create it, and then they're going to go out and push it and sell it.
Nice.
And they keep 100% profit. We're not taking anything from them.
Yeah,
That's a big deal.
very
I like
big
that.
deal. It's
I love
better,
that.
almost better than NIL.
Yeah, we don't got them 10, 15, 20% from that,
Nah, definitely.
All right, that was Aaron Ash and Sideline. We appreciate you coming on
Thank
today's
you.
show.
Definitely.
Thank you.
All right, guys, stay tuned. We'll be live here with more guests coming through Radio Row. This is the W Show.
Broadcasting from the Phoenix Convention Center in Phoenix, Arizona. You are tuned in to Sideline Sports Talk Network's The W Show on 100.1 FM Kansas City. Brought to you by Gates Barbecue, the Solar Santa, the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, FPS Security, 55 Creative, Phenomenal Kids Child Care Learning Center, Derek Thomas Neal Smith III and Long Foundation, KC We Spin 360, Walls Real Estate, and Dillard's Zona Rosa.
Playtime mode is the big league. Go. Playtime mode is the big league. Go. Playtime mode is the big league. Go. Playtime mode.